Here we go, lights out, and Bart Harrison gets a brilliant start from the outside line with support from Jaden Tian, and they come through together. Tian is going to get into second place. There's a couple of spinners and off the circuit a little further back, but Bart Harrison hits the front. He is the favourite for Junior X30 in 2021, and he is already leading by example at the front. Robinson is second. Tian comes through to third. Fourth place, that is the 62 of Kimi Duron. What a start from Duron. He was down in about 8th position off the start, and he is there in P4. Lightning.
Yeah, beautiful first sequence of corners for Girone indeed, making his way up the field. But Bart Harrison had the best start indeed. Trying to identify who that is. Francisco Costa is the driver who actually got stuck in the first corner, is out in the barrier, but out of his car as well. Not quite the best start of the race that he had expected, the poor driver from Portugal. But Bart Harrison, the best start indeed, quite on the opposite, as is leading Leo Robinson, Jaden Teen, as the rest of the field completing the opening lap as they come across just in front of us.
Thibaut Ramak has had an off on the first lap as well. That's dropped him a long way down the order, I'm afraid, as well. So it's Harrison from Robinson, Tian, Duron, Poulain, Kianato Lee, the Japanese driver, then Abraham, Arias, Utran, Legaye, Van Voskulen, and Noah Montero. So a cracking start in the opening phase of the race. The driver's still battling forward. And Jaden Tian, having got himself up into second place now, he's got through on Leo Robinson. So the Dutchman is now going to start to cannon up behind Bart Harrison once again. And he's looking very incredibly strong this weekend. Oh, a big lunge forward and a mistaken misjudgment there from, I think it was Arthur Poulain trying to come through. He just missed his braking point by a meter and slowly drifted into the back of Robinson's kart. They both drifted out wide, and that's caused a little bit of a hiccup in the middle of the train. So there's going to be a few moves now as drivers try to sort themselves out. So easy to get wrong when that braking point at the top corner, especially if you're coming off the line. There were so many marbles offline here. The tyres have been graining big time all weekend. It's caused a big issue for a lot of the teams in terms of setup.
Oh,
big dive on the inside from Arias, but on the exit, he's going to leave the door open again as through once more comes Kimi Abraham, but he can't finish the move.
And a warning flag for Kevin Rabin, the 28, down in 16th position. That's quite unfortunate as he was making up 6 positions since the start of the race. But Kimi Abraham is going to try to go once again for a move as he dropped a position to the number 49 of Ivan Ares-Chavari. Let's see what's going to happen in that particular corner. As the two leaders, 2/10 of a second splitting Bart Harrison and Jaden Teen at the moment. The pressure is on the young British driver. He had the best start, but it's held down to keeping the pace and see a checkered flag in the position you are in. But Jaden Teen is going to try to go for certainly maybe the inside. Shall we bet? The inside of the corner number 1 after taking advantage of the toe is going to have a good exit suddenly just in front of the mechanics bridge. Let's see what happens. And he's lining his kart. Maybe just missing a few meters as Bart Harrison is shutting the door quite well. Fastest lap of the race, that's quite very logical. And there he goes for the move in second corner. Beautifully made from Jaden Teen. Bart Harrison didn't block too much the situation. He's waiting as well for fighting back, and that's quite smart from Bart Harrison. He knows that it's still too early into this qualifying heat just to be too aggressive and maybe lose momentum into this battle. So Harrison in second, Jaden Teen leading the way. He's doing the effort, he's pulling, he's going to try to pull, of course, away from the rest of the pack, but Bart Harrison certainly won't let that happen.
These two drivers are sorry, I'll try that sentence again, shall I? These two drivers are FIA grade superstars. Jaden Teen represented the Netherlands last season in the Academy Trophy. Bart Harrison will represent Great Britain in the Academy Trophy this coming season. So these two are absolutely on their A game. They know the junior kart so well. They've spent so many miles testing on it. And these guys are going to be working very hard. The sun absolutely blazing here at Mariembourg. We've almost had every weather there is to have at this part of the year. Should we have some snow a bit later on? That's the only
I've
thing
seen that happening, yeah.
I can see it happening as well. Kimi Abraham bags in the fastest lap, 57.186. And it's already getting very hectic in that midfield battle as Abraham, who has really made some leaps and bounds since his days in Mini, he really has settled into junior. This is his second campaign in the category now. And he's putting on an excellent performance, a great display in the midfield. Here's the lunge from Arias on the inside of Robinson. That is absolutely threading the needle on the way into the braking zone. So hard to get that overtaking move right, especially when Robinson is one of the latest brakers in the business. Arias absolutely committing to that inside line. That's brave.
Absolutely, and Kimi Abraham wasn't close enough to try to take advantage of the situation, but he's going to try to decrease the gap just behind the young Belgian driver, but himself, he has the pressure from Clément Outran, the young Frenchman, coming back as well into contention with the VDK racing colored chassis. That's car chassis, of course, for VDK competing here for the IAME Euro Series. Another fastest lap for Kimi Abraham, really on the pace as he still have 4/10 of a second behind Leo Robinson now in 5th. On your screen, Robinson trying to catch up with Arias in number 49 up in 4th. Trying to catch up as well with Arthur Poulain in 3rd place. Bart Harrison still your leader in this qualifying heat. Lap number 6. Less than a 10th of a second between Bart Harrison and Jedentine. Those two very, very close to each other. Here they are on screen. Can Jedentine try to make reverse this classification? He's going to have to pull the effort and try to find that tiny bit of a gap to dive through Jedentine. Easier said than done, of course, in karting. But Bart Harrison knows his way around the track. Can he actually try to make the same move as Jedentine did on him a couple laps ago? He just need to align himself round into turn number 1 and maybe try to go around the inside and cross the line in turn number 2. Bart Harrison the fastest on track. He's on the pace, he's on the charge, as this is the penultimate lap of this qualifying heat, but still no change yet.
So Bart Harrison just keeping it nice and honest with a new fastest lap. The Mick Barrett Racing driver full of confidence after his double back-to-back Winter Cup victories. He won it last year, of course, in incredible circumstances, snatching the win at the final turn of the final lap. This year, he won it with a dominant race performance in the wet conditions. So he is absolutely brimming over with confidence, especially when you consider that he's also going to represent Great Britain in the FIA Karting Academy Trophy alongside the KZ categories. So this man is absolutely on the crest of a wave at the moment, and Bart Harrison looking like one of the favourites for that category. He's continuing to push on here behind Jaden Teahan, who has that experience of the season behind him and doing a great job here on a circuit he knows well. So as they go into the final lap, Jaden Teahan and Bart Harrison are going to have an epic duel. Will they continue on their charge up through the final turns of this race? Arthur Poulain doing a great job to hang on to 3rd position, watched on by Josie RTS back at Facebook. Let's go Arthur, they say, and it's going to be an interesting run as he continues on in 3rd position in front of Leo Robinson and Ivan Arias. Then it's Abraham Outram, Lee, then Van Voskelen and Kimi Duron, who had an excellent start to the race but hasn't quite been able to maximize it towards the end of the proceedings. Jaden Teahan still hanging on to this lead, but Bart Harrison is not going to do anything silly on this last lap. He'll know that 2nd place is still a very valuable position to be in. He won't make a move unless he absolutely has to. Through the left, through the right, and Jaden Teahan and Bart Harrison are going to hold this one together to the line, possibly. Is Harrison going to get another chance? The rain clouds are returning at the very end of this race. Could be interesting in time for the minis, but out of the final turn, Bart Harrison will have to settle for 2nd. Jaden Teahan gets the job done in fine style. Excellent race from him, and Arthur Poulain comes through for 3rd after an epic run in front of Robinson, Arias, Abraham and Outram. Some great racing at the front end of the field. It's not just about the winners, it's also about those who stay consistent at the sharp end of the dais. So Jaden Teahan getting an absolutely splendiferous victory there. Oh, and a spin on the main straight. Goodness me, there has been a big shunt on the main straight as 2 drivers battle away for position. And it's the 36, Lucas Barthelemy, that's had an incident on the main straight. Goodness me. I wonder if the engine has had an incident, has had a problem on the final tour, because Jaden Teahan has spun off the circuit right in front of my position here on the start-finish line. We'll have to go down to Guillaume to have a chat while they get this one sorted out, but it's a big bump at the end of the race for Lucas Barthelemy, who technically does cross the line, but only just.